CBC Sports. First of all, massive congrats to Andy Ruiz, man. I definitely ruled him out. You know, I didn't see this fight. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see the result coming. I didn't think that Ruiz was actually gonna win. I mean, in my prediction, I said that he had fast hands, but I didn't think he posed that much of a threat to then take all 4 belts. I mean, all the interviews that have come out, and then I've like watched the clips, the highlights a couple of times, and obviously before the fight, I remember AJ was doing an interview with Radio Raheem from Seconds Out, and then he asked him about like the scars on his face, like has he been getting hit in sparring? So then I was just starting to think, like, you know, was AJ a little bit underprepared? Did he come into the ring with an injury? Because that fight was weird. It was a weird fight to watch. I mean, from round 1, as soon as Ruiz hit him with that combos, because Ruiz was the first one to exchange and actually get a combo in. When Ruiz hit him with the 2 combos, that was it. AJ then stepped back, and then Ruiz was just moving forward, and then it was like AJ was like, oh shit, I didn't realise how fast this guy was. And then he was kind of holding back and was reluctant. And then obviously, it got to round 3 now, the exchange and whatever, and then he gets hit in like the temple. And then from there, that's it, he just folds. Yeah, you know, his legs just gave way, and then he went down. Obviously, AJ hit him with the combo, and then obviously, yeah, because AJ, when he hits him with combo, obviously he's trying to, you know, build up momentum, so he's gonna try and take him out. And then he got hit in the temple, and then his legs, it just seemed like he just folded. I don't know, man, it was weird, and the punch wasn't even that devastating. It wasn't like a flush punch, like he just hit him in the back, and then that was it. So it was just weird. I'm just starting to think, like, I'm not one of them guys that are like, oh, boxing's corrupt, are they playing us? Because I was even thinking earlier, like, Wilder has announced that he's got 2 fights, so he's going to be fighting Ortiz and then probably fight Fury after that, because he wanted to have 2 fights. That kind of was controversial. So I was thinking, if Wilder and Fury are both like kind of inactive, or they can't fight AJ, then the whole fight was weird. Even like before the fight, going back to before the fight, like, you're face to face with your challenger, someone who's trying to take your belts, and you've offered your belts and be like, oh yeah, take a picture of my belts. Like, who does that in box? This is a fighting game. Who does that? That's what I mean. Like, maybe he needs to find that fire in his belly, because this, like I said, man, the fighting game, you would never see that in MMA. You think someone like Khabib would be like, oh yeah, McGregor. Obviously they had a rivalry, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, in boxing, I've never seen that before. I don't think that's ever happened where someone has been like, oh yeah, try my belts. That was like WWE. Yeah, take a picture of my belts, and then we take it all together. It was weird. And he was like, does your kids want to take a picture of the belts? From there, maybe he just thought, nah, this is just going to be an easy fight. He just underestimated him. Maybe it's just that. Maybe he just underestimated him. And then once he received that combo in the first round, then he was like, oh shit, like, I'm not even prepared for this. Got hit in the 3rd, completely gassed out. And that's another thing that was weird to me, is like, you're doing all this, you're going to Dubai, you're doing hot weather conditioning and whatever. You've got experts from all over the country helping you out. You've got a nutritionist, you're eating the best foods, you know, everything's organic. You know, farmers, what they call farmers market. And then to just go down that easily, it's even a mockery to someone that is actually in the gym. A mockery. It was weird, man. I guess with boxing, you know, you don't put muscles. You can't put muscles on your chin, as they say. You can't put muscles on your. I don't know. And was Miami a suitable training camp? I mean, David Haye, I think, has trained in Miami before fights. Was that good for AJ? Maybe everything was just new. You know, new training camp, then going to New York. Maybe he should. Obviously, he's got to find somewhere in America to train, because obviously the time difference or the time zone or whatever. But yeah, man, was Miami just too comfortable for him? You know, people have been telling me that there's clips on YouTube where he's arguing with one of his trainers or something like that about him being tired. I need to find that clip to see exactly what was said. But man, did the occasion get too big for him? He looked nervous as well. He looked nervous before the fight, man. Boy, it was weird. It was a weird one. Yeah, man, I ain't never seen nothing like this. You know, after the fight, he said that he still has 9 years in him because he wants to retire around 40. That's why he's doing all this like training, and he's getting advice from like your Ronaldos, like your top athletes, because it's the longevity. He wants to stay in the game for long. So, but with stamina like that, you ain't making 10 years. You ain't making 10 years, man. Not with stamina like that. In the third round, the guy was gassed. He was holding his arms like this. And that's what I don't get. You're doing all this cardio work. Boy, all this cardio. Maybe a lot. Maybe it's just a lot that went to it. Media. All that media he was doing before. He's linked up with Meek Mill before big fight. Linking up with this person, that person. Maybe he just wasn't focused enough. He maybe wasn't focused enough, man. And then he just underestimated Ruiz, thought it was going to be a walkover. Because maybe he was just so invested in Gerald Miller that when it came to Andy Ruiz, he got caught up in people telling him, oh, it's easy, or he just overlooked him. And that's maybe where I went wrong, because I didn't think AJ was like that. You know? I never thought he was like that. I didn't think AJ had that kind of mentality. But one thing I need to remember is that instead of looking at it as Anthony Joshua's downfalls, maybe I should look at it as, okay, Andy Ruiz just came in on point, because that guy, fair play to him, man. His footwork was on point. He had AJ on the back foot from round one. From when he had those combos, that was it. AJ just couldn't exchange with him. He was reluctant to throw punches. AJ was in the corner asking his trainer, what punch did he get me with? He looked like an amateur in that corner, man. He looked like an amateur. He didn't look like a champion. He didn't look like someone that was a champion last night. And that's a shame. But fair play to Andy Ruiz, man. Fair play to him. Guy's family man. He's a good guy. I don't know how long he's going to hold the belts for, but I'm sure people like Dylan White are licking his lips. Same with Tyson Fury and Wilder, because Wilder and Ruiz are with Al Heyman. So that fight's going to be easy to make. But we need to see if AJ is going to take the rematch. They're saying around November, December time, where he'll decide whether, you know, that's when they're going to fight. Another thing, I feel I'm just going on, 2 fights a year is not enough. I understand what they're trying to do, because like with Floyd Mayweather, right, the guy has 2 fights a year, and then he kind of dictates what's going on. But one thing you need to remember is AJ's only had 21 fights. Majority of boxers, when they've had 21 fights, they've probably fighting 3 or 4 times within that year. You got to remember, Floyd only really started fighting 2 times a year, from maybe it's like 35th fight, something like that. I have to have a look. So you got to remember, a lot of these boxers have in their early part of their career, they're having like 3 or 4 fights a year, and because AJ has got so big so soon, he's now having 2 fights a year, and he's inactive. The guy's inactive. For someone, you got to remember, he's still raw. He's still learning every fight. He even admits it. He's learning in every fight. He's learning something new. But boy, a lot of work's got to go. A lot of work's got to go down, man. He's got to come with a different tactic. If there's a rematch, I don't even know what way it's going to go. If I'm being honest, I do think AJ will win the rematch. I think he'll reassess the situation, come with a different game plan. But I don't know. But it's just weird, man. I don't know. Did he come in with some sort of injury, or did something happen, or was just Ruiz? Did he come in, or was Ruiz just on point that night? Was that his night? where he thought, nah, this is my time. Because before he was saying, watch, I'm gonna shock the world. And fair play to him, man. Never judge a book by its cover. Because boy, I even said that, nah, man, this guy, he ain't being AJ. And then look what happened. 6'2". And the tactics were wrong. You know, AJ's jab was terrible. The guy wasn't even jabbing. The guy was flimsing in his jab. The guy was exhausted, man. Maybe with the training was just in the hot weather in Miami, it just got too much for him. It got too much for him, man. But boy, I'm rambling on. CBC, I'm out.